Hey fanboys, hey fangirls, Carnell Holley here, and we're at Southern-Fried Gaming Expo 2024. And sir, would you please introduce yourself?
Gladly. Hey, I'm Preston Burt. I'm one of the co-founders and organizers of the Southern-Fried Gaming Expo.
See, this is my second time here. Thanks for having me back.
Glad to have you.
Um, we were in passing. It was my first time. I was trying to get my bearings.
Huh?
We didn't really get a chance to sit down and talk.
Sure.
Especially since you're organizer but also co-founder.
Right.
And what does that entail? Because I'm really curious on how all this came about.
Yeah, so that's a really funny story, especially if you just look at it like where we are now.
Right.
Um, it started out basically me and just a small handful of other enthusiasts of arcade games and pinball machines.
Hmm.
Had collections in our basement. And at the time, there weren't a whole lot of arcades out for you to be able to see those machines or play those machines. So it was just a bunch of collectors that worked together, kind of like a card show, to bring what they had to share with other people to exhibit so they could kind of relive the glory days of the arcade. And then it just grew from there. Every year we'd add a little something extra for different gaming. So the second year we added console gaming with Nintendos and Ataris. And then after that, it was tabletop gaming. And then, it's all kinds of stuff after that. So,
Because you're making me remember I sat in on a panel. Forgot the individual because he mentioned as far as like renting out the machines and
mhm.
everything that like how it was the panel where you could make money off of your gaming equipment.
Right.
So I was just like, there's money to be had.
There is. A lot of arcades are now found in bars or their specialty arcades for things like that. But yeah, a lot of people have their collection like, well, might as well make it earn while I have it. So they put it on location. Here's a pinball machine. Here's an arcade game. But I don't do that. I just love to play them. I just love to collect them.
So, because I'm curious about that, because here there's tabletop, there's
Hmm.
pinball, the arcade machines. I even got a chance to do the beanbag toss, but it was just there. But what are you more so towards like?
Inclined to play?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still have the passion for the classic arcade game. So my number one arcade game is Street Fighter 2. So that's my jam. That's kind of where I came of age. Chun-Li for the win. I'm a button masher by heart, so she works out well. So I love that. But as you get to finally acquire those things and get time on them, then your tastes change. So I was a pinball guy for a long time after that, and I founded the Atlanta Pinball League. That's kind of where I had some connections to make some of this happen.
Okay.
Um, but now, honestly, the games kind of just sit in the basement a little bit. So I get to play tabletop board gaming is kind of where I'm growing, and it's kind of like where the show is growing too. I think the pandemic helped people kind of re-engage in that,
True.
and they like the communal aspect of it. We do that a lot with the arcades and stuff, but it's just the community experience of bonding together and playing something fun
Because it's definitely a family friendly event.
for sure.
Because we're at the Waverly Hotel in the Cobb Galleria area, and I'm familiar with Anime Week in Atlanta,
Right.
right? And so is there like everything seems to be moving towards the Georgia World Congress Center? Are we going to see?
Well, I don't know if we're going to see the kind of growth that Atlanta Anime Weekend had,
Mm,
but we have ever been growing. So last year was the first year that we expanded to the second hall within the Cobb Galleria. I don't know. Eventually, we'll probably have to move into a third hall. It's growing. 10 years ago, or actually 11 years ago, this is our 11th show.
right.
We were at a totally different hotel. I think we had 300 to 400 people tops for the first year,
Mm,
and now we're expecting close to 9 to 10,000 people. So it's
nice.
growing, and as those people come, we got to expand and move to different things, and it's exciting.
So how did the name come about? Because I like I because I was trying to I think I remember seeing something when I was reading it online. Was there like a like deep fried cookies or something? The fat boys coming
Well,
out.
there's like,
No.
Kentucky Fried Movie and Kentucky Fried Chicken and all that kind of stuff, and then Southern Fried versions of that. Basically, there were some other shows, kind of like ours, with the arcades and pinballs across the country, but not any within 8 to 10 hours of Atlanta.
Hmm.
And are like, what makes us unique? Southern hospitality, Southern charm. So how can we stand out? And I just thought it was a fun, funny name. So I came up with Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Well, it's Game Room Expo at the time, but we modified it to Gaming just a couple years later. But yeah,
Okay.
and then SFGE is the acronym, and that's pretty easy to remember, and people like it.
So I mean, am I misremembering? Are there like deep fried Oreos?
We have an Oreo eating contest, but they're not
Okay,
deep fried.
okay. Because I'm
Yeah.
just like I remember being I'm like is it me? Am I just hungry?
No, like you mentioned, I mean, like I mentioned, it expands, and so part of the fun here is it's not just like traditional gaming you think
Mhm.
of. It's competition, friendly
So
competition, and so we have um,
friendly.
hot pepper eating contest. We have the Oreo speed run, is what we call it.
Oh, what
So
was that?
the hot pepper
Oh,
contest,
well, the Oreo.
the Oreo speed run. It's at the same event, the Hotlanta Extreme Eating Challenge,
Mm,
and the Oreo speed run is the opener, and
okay.
it's six contestants, and they have 2 minutes to eat as many Oreos as they can, and whoever eats the most wins.
Is there milk involved?
Oh, there has to be milk
Right, right.
involved.
Okay.
Yes, of course. What do you think I am?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like so. Okay. So, it's one of those. So, because I'm thinking like a buddy of mine introduced me to the Southern-Fried Gaming Expo.
Hmm.
He's a huge gamer. I want to say that I'm hardcore, at least to the point of being a completion. Well, not a completionist, because you like all the just beating the game.
Sure.
Beating the game on normal.
Okay.
Might not do the hard, but it's always going to be on normal.
For sure.
But the pinball, because I was never really a big pinball guy. Was it? I think it was my coordination. I was just like, this game's cheating. But it's just like it's all fun. But the level and the options, I'm just loving the.
Right. They call it the depth of the game, right?
Mhm.
Um, I grew up in the classic arcade, and so I didn't play pinball because it was 50 cents, right? And I'm trying to get my bargain worth with the
Right, right.
quarter. I'm not playing those. But it's so funny. Once I finally started collecting the arcade games, those games are fun, but they start the same place and they end the same place every time. It's like clockwork. Whereas pinball, it is totally random. And yes, you have elements you're trying to achieve during the
That's true.
game, but every game is different, and that makes it really exciting. So, and then aside from like if you're just a beginner, yes, you're just trying to keep the ball alive. Don't let it go down the drain. But as you learn the game, you learn there are strategies, certain shots to hit that make certain things happen to achieve wizard mode or complete the game. You can complete a game in pinball.
Now you're making me feel. Fred, you remember Fred Savage's
The wizard,
game? Is it it was just a wizard or was it game wizard? Just wizard?
just wizard,
Wizard. Okay, 90s kid, 90s kid.
80s kid.
Because I was I'm like well, I say kid. I was born in the 80s.
Right.
But the 90s is just like but it was just like yeah, that's it's making me think of that. But I am feeling it's just so I know you're a busy man.
Yes, sir.
So what do you normally do when you're able to really get out and have some fun?
So it's rare that I actually get to have a lot of fun,
Right.
but I do make a point to play when the hall is empty. I get a chance to play the newest games that are available
Mm.
that I don't get a chance to otherwise. So I always make sure to try the newest pinball machines. This year, the newest one we got on display is John Wick
Okay.
from Stern Pinball, and then there's also an Elton John machine from Jersey Jack Pinball.
Okay.
Um, and then also, here's another cool one you should check out. Is there's a company that has remade an 80s arcade game, but it's not a video game. It's called Ice Cold Beer, and it's a stand-up arcade unit, but it uses a mechanical metal lever to raise a marble and try to get it in a hole. It's a really fun game, but they're reproducing those. You could buy them brand new, but it's something from the 80s.
Did I see that before? Is it it's not circular, is it?
No, no, it's like
Okay.
a flat-faced game with glass, and you have controls. You judge, and it raises the bar. You should really, it's a
Interesting.
skill game, but it's a really fun one, so that's cool.
Okay. Okay, because I remember from last year. Because the Venom,
Mhm.
which
The new one,
okay, the no, it was the latest one that premiered here.
right?
Did it debut? Um.
It debuted at Comic Con last
Okay.
year. This year, we actually have something that's debuting before Comic Con,
Oh,
where they're
sweet.
making their real premiere. So Godzilla Pinball had a new edition come out that's entirely in Japanese, and it's a black and white playfield. It looks like a black and white movie, but it's a really cool edition. So
Sweet.
check that one out.
Okay.
That'll be what's at Comic Con really soon.
Nice. Which
It's
con?
Stern at the Marcos
Oh
Pinball
no no
booth.
no. Which Comic Con?
Oh, it's San Diego, right?
San Diego. Okay. See, Because learning about more conventions, like I didn't know that we
The big one.
the the Mecca.
Right.
Because I was just like we have an Atlanta Comic Con here. I didn't know about that one, and then there's so many in different other states. But yes, when you go into the Mecca, the really huge one, when you say Comic Con, it's
Right.
usually San Diego. And I'm still trying to get over to San Diego and New York, but soon enough. But I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
I want to, because it's always, when I go to the conventions, it's always business. I rarely,
Uh-huh.
and the only reason why I even got, I actually played, what did I play? I did some of the Bing Bang toss actually last year.
Uh-huh.
And it was fun. I was just man, I come to these conventions and for to let other people know, like, hey, you need to come on down. I do play, but the whole thing is just like I gotta let y'all know what's here. I want to play too, just like he's a busy man, and I'm here trying to let you know, like, you see this? You should try this, try that.
It's almost too much to know what all's happening, so you just got to come to experience it. There's games, there's wrestling, there's music, there's movies, there's all kinds of fun stuff.
Buddy,
Whether you're a gamer or not, you'll find something you love.
this is true. Buddy of mine's wrestling. You just reminded me. Trevor Aon. Saw him last year. So it's a lot. I'm trying not to be overly stimulated right
It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
But thanks for your time.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you like to tell them for what to expect or anything like that?
You're gonna have a good time. There's something for everybody. It's a family-friendly show. We got stuff for little kids pinball tournament. We've got stuff for grown-ups late into the night.
Mm.
But next year's show, if you can't make it, this one is June 20th through 22nd, 2025.
All right, you heard it here.